So I write cowboy poetry. Does everybody know that? Would you like to hear a poem?
Sure.
I don't see any limber or white bark pines here, but there is one to the east on the ridge of Follow. And those trees live to 1,000 years. And they claim there's one up on the North Saskatchewan River that could be 2,000 years old. And the amazing thing is there's a bird that's called the Clark nutcracker that plants the seeds for both the limber and the white bark pines. They're the only ones the cones don't open on their own. The bird has to peck into that, carry the seeds away, and it stashes the seeds in the ground for winter. And it's the seeds that they leave behind that starts these trees. And they're pretty amazing trees. And they look like a big old bonsai tree. They might get about 20, 30 feet tall. So this poem is after we made a trip down from Willow to Coat one year. And I think probably Brenda and Adam might have been on that trip with me. And possibly Sarah, but there's one spot is so beautiful, and you can't quite see the prairies from there, but this is a perfect example of one of those trees right here. If it could see and tell stories for 1,000 years, even if it was one story a year. Look at that, eh? And so I wrote this poem about the limber and white bark pines. Your youth stands up there all alone for nearly 1/2 century till they bear their first cone. Red sunrise, sunsets come and go above soar eagles on alpenflow. Hundreds, even 1,000 years, you've stood your time, the gnarly old limber and white bark pines. The wonders and the beauty you have seen through hail, sleet, snow, and sunny mountain green. The stories you could tell over the ages could fill a book of 1,000 pages. The little pika darts in the rocks beneath your windswept branch. The bighorn rests in your shade, their playful lambs in meadow dance. The sentry marmot whistles its high-pitched warning as the grizzly paws in the dew-filled morning. In search of the muley, the big cat prowls, the chilling sound as a gray wolf howls. And the bull elk bugles to his cows below, sure to bring cold winter snow. And the millions of buffalo way down in the prairie grasses fed, the dog day runners that stalked and calmly led, the thundering hooves that have jumped your foothill cliffs for generations, providing food, blankets, and shelter for the Blackfoot nations. And just a minute here. And the cowboys chase the wildies. They're big, no. How long have you stood with clinging roots, tread by the hunter's moccasins and the explorer's boots? And the cowboys chase the wildies down in the valleys and the meadows. And now their cattle, their big loops throw. Red sunrise, sunsets come and go above soar eagles and alpenflow. Hundreds, even 1,000 years, you've stood your time, the gnarly old limber and white bark pines.
That's really good.
I mean, I'm amazed by the nature, eh? And I mean, when you see, like, who would have thought? And until I took that trip, I thought, this tree they stand up way up above the tree line in the meadows, eh? And sometimes they're the only ones that are up there. And you've got to wonder, you know, like, they've been around a long time. There's only one group of people that were here longer. Certainly not us.